Sending over data right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. We made it into an actual race. What is going on? What's going on? Guys, I want to welcome everybody to our stream this evening. I want to just say hello. How are we doing today, chat? Well, let's see, and I know you guys over on Instagram, you might see this. If you guys check us out over on a couple different platforms, we are streaming across the board this evening. We have our Facebook page, we have our Twitch here. We also have our YouTube Live, which is going to be super, super awesome. All of those have a lot of new production elements we're super excited about. Say hi to Andrew. What's going on, Andrew?
Oh, nothing much. Excited to race.
Getting excited to get in the car, showing up actually right before the race, but we have some practice this time, right, chat? We're not here right at 6. We are actually throwing in right now the YouTube link. Check us out on YouTube. You guys, via our poll, said YouTube was the spot that you guys stream the most content, right? Your favorite content. So we're bringing you guys some YouTube content today, as well as a Facebook live stream, as well as our normal Twitch stream. You guys should be able to see all this.
Hopefully that works.
If you see below, what's going on, Hal? What's going on, guys? Good to see everybody here. Good to see everyone. So, want to ask. So, who's watching on YouTube right now? Huh? Do we have any YouTube watchers? Do we have any Twitch watchers? Do we have any Facebook watchers? You guys let me know what we're watching on. I am going to grab this as well. I'm going to grab chat while Andrew pops in there. Make sure I can read everything. That should be fine. Alrighty. So guys, I want to, as we slowly start getting into this race, I want to kind of give you the layout of how things are going to go this evening. I want you guys to be aware that we will actually be utilizing some distractions this evening for Mr. Andrew. Tonight, we're going to be racing in the MX-5 Cup Series. We're going to be racing Laguna Seca, one of my favorite tracks, even though it really likes to eat your lunch. No doubt about that one. We're going to be doing some trivia about DRS, about Laguna Seca, about everybody's favorite car, the MX-5. Kind of talk about some different things, and the winners of those will actually get to choose what distraction. I have a couple different ones. We can make things a little bit brighter. If we get a correct answer, my choice would for sure be the strobe light. You guys let me know in chat what you want to see. Yeah, let's show you guys. I'm going to hop over to the sim scene so you guys can see kind of what we're talking about, okay? So, over here, here's our simulator. When I click this button, everything goes crazy, right? Everything is going crazy. Andrew will have to fight through all of that flashing here and there and everywhere, and it really spices up some of that racing. Something we thought might be fun, just to kind of help play some back and forth. Thought you guys might enjoy a little bit more distraction. Not that we need more reasons to get incidents in MX-5 Cup racing, but why not, right? So we're gonna do some trivia this evening. So hang out, throw your feet up, grab some popcorn, get ready for some exciting stuff. But chat, I wanted to just say a huge thank you to our sponsors before we really start getting into the meat and potatoes of the stream. While Andrew really is getting through qualifying. Gotcha. So Andrew is hopping into qualifying. As I said, I want to give a huge shout out to our partners: Appetites Catering, Rev Hard Motors, Denver Watch Exchange, and Drives at Mile High. All of our partners, we love those guys, gals, our friends across the board. Support the club, support you guys. So show them some love. If any of you guys are here right now, we love you. We're so glad to have you guys as our partners. We can't see where we go from here. As I load in here with Andrew, we're gonna stop the craziness behind me. We're gonna let him start kind of in a general basis. He's got his headphones in. He is locked and loaded, chat. Meanwhile, I am going to try and grab his session so we can hop on board here. And as soon as I do that, there we go. we're gonna get into a little bit of a track talk here, chat. What do you guys think? You guys want to go through some turns, kind of feel it out with me? What do you guys think? We're gonna get started over here. So let's hop over to my browser scene. Alrighty, so Laguna Seca, 2.23 miles, right? So it's a long one. I say long one, fairly long. It's got 11 turns, so that kind of is in between on long tracks. You see here into turn 1, it goes down into turn 2 into the Andretti hairpin. You're gonna have to keep the momentum of the MX-5 car going, but also with the downhill, the braking tends to be really touchy, right? So we wanna make sure that we stay tight, we keep things rocking and rolling. We also just want to make sure that we're not oversteering the car, right? We want to keep the momentum, but we don't want anything crazy going on. And chat, I'm so sorry. I see this little guy hanging out right here. So we're going to tuck him in. And then we're going to be golden, pony boy. There we go. There we go, chat. So as I was saying, on Laguna Seca, right? So turns 1 and 2 gonna go downhill. 3 and 4 are gonna be fairly flat out. You want to make sure you don't turn in too early. That tends to catch some people on 4. Just because if you turn in a little early, there's some sausage curbing there. Will throw off the car. Tends to cause a slide, maybe a spin, things like that. As you actually get into 5 here, right? 5 is gonna start the uphill climb. 5 actually is a little bit on camber, so you'll dip in, it's a left-hand turn, and then you'll start climbing up the hill into 6, 7, and to 8, right, which is ultimately our pinnacle. That is the corkscrew, chat. So for those of you who know this track, who have heard of Laguna Seca, the corkscrew, one of a kind. We have some trivia. I'll throw that question here in just a minute. We want to let this race kind of get started, but I'm really excited for this, guys. One of my favorite tracks, like I said. As we come out of the corkscrew, we're going into turn number 9, the rainy curve, right? This is one that catches more drivers off than you would anticipate. It is very easy to try to keep the car rocking and rolling. As you go wide, there is some gravel, some sand to catch you, but unfortunately, you want to stay on the track, right? As we all want to stay on the track, of course. So, that's one of those turns that you can nail. It'll get you a lot of time. If you don't nail, it'll lose you a lot of time because it is flat if you position your car the correct way. As you go into 10, you want to carry that momentum. Hopefully you've had a really good turn number 9. Use the camber of the track to carry you back over. As we go into turn number 11, that is the quintessential slow in, fast out corner here at Laguna Seca. Definitely is one of these tracks where there's some really fast sections, there's some really slow sections. Together, super fun track, but always a challenge. Give you guys an update. Andrew currently starting his first qualifying lap. We're going to hop on board with Andrew here in a minute or two once he's done with quali. Who's been to Laguna before? Has anybody been to Laguna, chat? Has anybody driven out there, out in Monterey, or I guess the Monterey Peninsula more correctly? Let me know. Have you guys driven out there? If you have, what kind of car are we driving out of Laguna Seca? I know not too long ago there was a Porsche event. But definitely lots and lots of racing heritage at Laguna Seca in that Monterey, California area. Just to get you guys a little update here, Andrew is looking like he is sitting about P6 based on his relatives, so we'll have to tune back in with him when we're seeing actually where he sits. So let's get into a little bit more of Laguna Seca. So we'll start with the first question here, guys, and let's we'll hop on. Well, we'll stay right here. Actually, what am I talking about? Laguna Seca, right? So Laguna Seca was a track that actually started because of a different event. Any of you guys, if someone can tell me what the racing series that really started Laguna Seca due to an accident, I'll give you that hint. Due to an accident, if you could tell me what that is, that will be the first big strobe for Andrew. Okay, so if you guys can tell me what that racing series was, even close, I'll give you that one. We'll let that sit for a minute, and we'll go to a little bit more detail about the MX-5. So let's come over here to the MX-5 Cup Series, right? So MX-5 Cup Series, the Miatas tend to be one of the most raced chassis in the world, especially here in the United States. It's a super, super popular chassis. Really opens the door to a lot of up-and-coming talent. Even as far as, we can come over here to the breakdown. You guys can see here, there actually is a prize not only for the championship, but per race payout. So top 10 places, if you finish in the top 10 of any of these races, you're making at least $1,000 in the real deal, right? So the real life series is cumulative. Oh, excuse me. Cumulative across a few races. So let's scroll down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 races, right? So you get the series. There's points for the car as well as per race. The championship payout for the winner, that's $250,000. Now the MX-5 itself, talking with some of our connections in the racing world, we're told kind of in the $150,000 range. Kind of get you your car, get you at the events. Nothing's breaking, right? Fuel and tires, those things might come into play, but you're still talking to be competitive in this series and really kind of set yourself up for success. That is going to be a $100,000 to $150,000 endeavor, which for a Miata, it sounds like a lot. I'm not going to lie to you guys, chat. But having driven the car, it is such a fun series, especially watching. I don't know if you guys have ever seen in the real world, watching the actual MX-5 Cup. It just finished up 2 weekends or so ago. All of it's on YouTube, so check that out if you guys are interested, as well as check us out here on YouTube. If you guys aren't watching on YouTube, go check it out. The link is down below me. If you are watching on YouTube, let me know. If you're watching on Twitch, say hey. If you're watching on Facebook, give me a shout out, give me a like, give me a heart. We want to know where you guys are watching from, chat, so let me know. Andrew is looking like he's having some struggles back on top with you guys. To give you an update here on his qualifying, looking like he's having a little bit of a tough time getting some invalidations, but I know Andrew's fast through here. We have a lot of time at this track, so I'm confident that he will be able to clean it up. It does look like he was unable to set an actual qualifying lap, unfortunately, guys. So it looks like he'll be starting from the back of the grid. But with that being said, we'll give it just a minute here, and then we will actually hop on board with Andrew. So let me know, guys. Let me know where we're watching from, what we want to see. Where do we think Andrew's going to end up, right? So he started from the back. We're just going to chalk it up to we wanted to give the guys in the front a little bit more carnage action. He wants to dodge. These are up all the way. Yeah, these are up all the way currently. Yeah. It's because of the scene that's tied to it. So we are on the grid. We're gonna hop in now with Andrew. Let's see. Looks like we're having some interesting stuff going down here. Let's hop on board with our stream. Yeah, the iRacing is still running from the previous session that we joined, and it's giving me problems leaving and joining your session even though I clicked watch. Yes, it's okay. I got you. We'll hop on board. We always will overcome adversity, chat. We're always overcoming adversity. Hopping on with Andrew now. And we see that he is rocking and rolling. The lights are out and Andrew is off. We're going to stay on board with Andrew here as he goes into turn number 1, sitting P10. Looks like he's going to make up a few positions from the get-go as he goes into the Andretti hairpin. Lots of cars, no carnage as of yet. Oh, he's gonna clip the sausage curb. Looks like everybody's keeping it fairly clean. Andrew looking like he's in about P7 at the moment. Oh, there's carnage from the side. He gets tagged, and he is going to be back in the back of the field. But that never has stopped us before, chat. Starting from P10, ended P10. As we said, let's hop on board with Andrew here in the cockpit itself. We see Andrew coming up through turn number 5. He is trying to keep it alive, having wheel damage from the beginning, chat. We're going to have to see what that pit stop's going to do to him. Looks like he can make it back. I'm not sure if he will be staying out or if he thinks pitting will be worth it. Going up into turn number 8. Chat, here's our first question of the night. How many stories do you drop from the top to the bottom of the hairpin? If you can give me in stories or you can give me in feet, that will be the first strobe contender. If you can give me how many stories or how many feet from the top of turn number 8 all the way to the exit, how much elevation do you drop? Let me know. So we are sitting on board currently with Andrew here. As he goes down. Oh, currently, let's see, currently sitting, there we go, back with Andrew. As we see him go down. So guys, a little bit about the actual car Andrew's driving here, right? So Andrew is driving in the global Mazda MX-5 Cup car, okay? That Cup car is actually going to be equipped with a SEDEV 6-speed dog box transmission, so that's going to be a sequential 6-speed, right? Andrew behind me, he's using the 6-speed as well. Speaking about that, let's change scenes over so you can kind of get some more action with Andrew as we kind of see the pack splitting up here a little bit. There's Andrew himself. We can see his POV right there in the top right as well as the sim, so you get an idea of really just how much movement is going on here. Andrew currently making up a position, hasn't set a lap yet for me to be able to tell you where we anticipate maybe him heading out. Having some hard times here. We know the wheel damage is somewhat prevalent, but we're not sure how much is actually affecting Andrew, so we'll have to see if that ends up affecting it at all. But as I said, so the MX-5 Global Mazda, Cup car, that's going to be equipped with also a Sky Active G inline 4 engine. Okay, so that's going to have 181 horsepower going through that sequential 6-speed. Gonna be, like we talk about fairly often for those of you who are around, gonna be very, very momentum dependent, right? So we're always tying to what's going on. How fast can we get back on the gas? Can we keep the gas down longer than our opponent, right? Anytime we're playing with these kind of low horsepower cars, which I know 181 sounds like a lot, relatively it's a fairly low horsepower series car, right? But what that actually does is that keeps you constantly thinking about the faster you're on the gas, the more momentum that you'll actually have, the faster you'll be able to carry a whole lap, right? So we see Andrew just set a 144.3 in P9, where the leader currently sitting in P1 just set a 140.8. So Andrew about 4 seconds off the pace in the lead. It looks like the leader himself has kind of differentiated, created a little bit of a gap. So we'll have to see if there's anything like that going on. Andrew is catching up to these guys here at the back. We can see actually P8 right in front of him. So I think he has potential to get in the top cut. We'll have to see how close he can get to the podium. But with that in mind, chat, I'd just like to tell you guys a little bit about DRS. For those of you who don't know, DRS offers a comprehensive range of racing and flight simulation hardware and services. We cater to the needs of racing enthusiasts by providing a vibrant community. Let's see. Yeah. A vibrant community that engaging entertainment and even opportunities in real life racing, right guys? So we are live across the board on a number of things. So we're all about bringing sim racing to you guys. There's YouTube, there's Twitch, there's Instagram, there's so many platforms that we're trying to bring you guys this content on. But really what we're about is bringing this community together, bringing some engaging content, some things like that where, something you're not going to see every day. But back to some of the action. It looks like Andrew actually has overtaken P9. There could have been some carnage, right? We did see the pass, so that is very, very exciting for Andrew. Still currently fighting with some wheel damage, as we know, but he's opted to stay out on track, so must not be affecting him too bad, but still something he might have to contend with going forward. We see the pack starting to bunch up the hairpin, so we'll have to see if there's any more carnage of the sort, as we see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th really close together. 6th, 7th, Andrew and 8th and P9 starting to separate themselves, as well as P1. P5, P6 currently fighting. Those guys are sitting around a 141.41, so still some time. Looks like Andrew actually has overtaken some people going off behind him. P5, which that would have been Ty, looks like having some issues, unfortunately for Ty there. But Daniel's going to take the position. Andrew up to P6 from our standings. It looks like he is hanging in there as much as he can. That is the power of the MX5 Cup Series. Never too late, never surrender, right? Always about keeping your head in the game, because you never know who's going to spin, where there'll be carnage, who's going to get brave, things like that. As we continue to go forward, want to give you guys some answers, okay? So I asked you what the racing series that Laguna actually stems from. So Laguna Seca actually started, and it's a part of the Monterey Peninsula, for those of you who aren't super familiar with California, which I did a little bit of research and found out some more about Monterey. But it actually started with the Pebble Beach racing in the Del Monte Forest. So up until 1986, they actually raced on both dirt and a non-paved road. Super exciting until 1986. 1986, there was a bad crash. A Ferrari went into a tree out in the Del Monte Forest. So that ended up shutting down the Pebble Beach Racing Series. And Laguna Seca, being in that same peninsula, really was a perfect spot. It was a ranch for a number of years, and they actually ended up creating what we know today as Laguna Seca for the most part. Laguna Seca actually originally started as a 1.8 mile circuit, but in 1988 they went and did some revisions to the track itself, and that is what we know today as Laguna Seca. We also chatted a little bit about what was the actual difference in elevation. So from the top of the corkscrew all the way to the bottom, that is actually 5.5 stories. Oh, on board with Andrew, P5 actually spinning it in turn 1. So another position for Andrew, going from P10 to P6, even after being involved in some of the carnage. How exciting is that, guys? Like we said, always about keeping our heads in the game. But back to our trivia, 5.5 stories. That's a fairly big drop in a matter of not even 2 turns. It's 8A to 8 lowercase a. It's all one turn, but you actually lose a total of 5.5 stories, which that's a lot of stories. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. As we go up the hill now with Andrew, you can see how much it just goes straight up, starting from right here all the way down. That is what we're talking about. So such a wild drop. Looking at the times here, it looks like Andrew still is currently sitting at a similar time, where the guys and girls around him really have been keeping a few seconds faster. The big advantage is actually just the fact that everybody else has spun as well, right? We see the leader just did a 141, so he's slowing down a little bit, but Andrew currently sitting at a 140, let's see, a 142.9, 148 is going to be essentially what he's bringing back. So he's cut off about 2 seconds a lap here if he can. Currently sitting P5, chat, P5, right? So we see the leaders, they are not too far ahead. Andrew is in the fight, chat. He's in the fight. Oh, as we say, there's more carnage. P3 just went off. Andrew is going to go now up to P4. Started from the bottom. Now we're here, chat. What an amazing, what amazing cut through the pack. Andrew keeping it clean, keeping it consistent, even with wheel damage. That is what racing's all about. That is what everything is all about. Keeping your head in the game. What do you guys think, chat, huh? What do we think? Let's get some more answers. Let's get something here. I want to get Andrew buzzed, chat, but I need your guys' help. I need someone to give me something so I can give him a hard time. Let's make it even harder. He's making this look easy. Let's make it less easy on Andrew, chat. I'm looking at you, Instagram. I'm looking at you, YouTube. I'm looking at you, Twitch. I'm looking at you, Facebook. Nobody's exempt. Let me know in the chat. It will get Andrew a little bit more disoriented, huh? He is really locked in. I want to slow him down, but I can't do it alone, guys. I'll need your help here. He's reeling them in, guys. He is reeling in the competitors here. P4 currently sitting about 4 seconds or so ahead of Andrew. Not too far ahead. Andrew has made up 6 positions, so not bad at all. You know, very, very competitive. It looks like he will for sure be gaining I rating for this race, guys. Let's hop on now. We'll change up the view a little bit here. We can see Andrew. Let's hop on chopper view so we can just kind of get a more scenic view of Andrew as he goes through the Andretti hairpin. Right? We see P3 now slowing up a little bit. P5, 6, and 7 all creeping up behind him as well. We'll stay on board here with this view just so we can see if anybody's coming up. But chat, let me know. What do you guys think? Let's get Andrew some strobe. Let's go with another question, right? We'll do another trivia question here, chat. How much horsepower, we've already talked about it, so for those of you tuning in, right, this is for you guys. How much horsepower does the MX-5 Cup Series car make? It's non-turbo. I'll give you this. It's an inline 4. It's a 2.0. Okay? That's all the hints I'll give you. We want to see Andrew get distracted, guys. I want to see what he does when he gets strobed, because we all know, or those of you who might not know, Andrew does get motion sick. So we'll have to see, will Andrew survive the motion plus the crazy strobes? I say that, but right on Andrew's tail, as you guys can see, let's go full scene. He's coming in the water. The sharks are coming in. Henry knows that he is quick. 2 laps to go. Andrew wants to keep this position more than anything. 1 away from the podium. He can almost taste it as they go into the final turn of turn 11. The hairpin, slow in, fast out. Using all of the track. The rumble strips on the side. Looks like Henry goes a little bit wide. You can see these guys are pushing to the max. 2 laps to go. Second and third only a few seconds ahead. What will be the outcome coming into turn 1? Who will break later? Andrew setting a new PB, a 141.8. Catching up to the leader himself. But here comes Henry. Like I said, he smells blood in the water. Andrew tightening everything up. Henry right behind him. Going into turn number 3. They're going to start it. Henry is going to try to carry a little bit more momentum. Break a little bit later. It looks like he has that. The rear of Andrew's car just getting a little bit loose. Andrew's going in. He is headed for turn number 5. But Henry is right behind him. He's going to use him as a draft. Looks like he's going to get a little bit of a bump to Mr. Andrew. Andrew goes up on the inside using the turn. He's going to run a little bit wide with that wheel damage. Henry is going to use that to his advantage and fly right past him as we hop on board with Andrew. We can see Henry in the distance. What can Andrew do? Will he be able to reel him back in? We know that Andrew is currently fighting some damage where Henry is not. This is what we were waiting for, guys. This is the moment. Will Andrew be able to overtake Carl? Carl sitting in third. Excuse me, Henry, who just overtook him. It looks like Henry is going to have a little bit more pace and is going to be pulling away from him. An unfortunate circumstance. Andrew trying to do the best he can, sitting with the damage that he has. Didn't want to waste any time in the pits. Pushing it a little bit hard now. We got to make sure. Bring it home, Andrew. Right? Bring it home, guys. Isn't that right, chat? We'll hop back on board here with the chopper cam. Unfortunately, these guys all smell some blood. They know the Andrew has some damage. He's a little bit slower than these guys at this point in the race. Their tires are coming to him. It looks like Chase is going to be chasing down Andrew with all he can. Chase right behind him, coming into turn number 3. Andrew getting the car turned. But what will Chase do? It looks like Chase actually goes a little bit wide, following Andrew's line. Fortunately for fortunately for Andrew, as Chase went off just as much as Andrew did, now sitting a few seconds behind him. We'll have to see what that cooks up to be. Back on board with Andrew. There's someone right in front of him. Andrew dodges some carnage, a back marker at that. P9 looks to have had a moment there. Andrew, like a pro, avoiding it. How exciting, chat. How exciting. As we finish the last few laps, guys, we are approaching the end of this race. Here he goes on the inside. Andrew's going to tag him. He's actually going to knock a pit maneuver on Chase, who dove. And we'll have to see what the incident counts look like there, chat. But I'll tell you what, it looks like Andrew might have some responsibility on that one. He went for a dive. However, he still had to give him space. The corkscrew with that much distance, when you're going in, you try to brake hard, but that tends to be problematic. Andrew, you can tell he's trying to give enough space now, but it looks like that last incident, we'll have to touch base with him after the race, guys. We'll have to touch base with him after the race. It looks like Andrew crossing the line, sitting P5 still. He finishing the race, finished in P5. What a great race, guys. This race was brought to you guys by our partners. Our partners are going to be Rev Hard Motors, Appetites Catering, Denver Watch Exchange, and Drives at Mile High. Let's hop over here to our sim view. We can see Andrew himself, the handsome gentleman behind the wheel, coming out of the sim. He will be over here in just a minute or two. We're going to do a little interview with him. But what'd you guys think about that, chat? What'd we think, huh? Let's get some hearts in the chat from P10 all the way to P5. Guys, made up 5 positions. Andrew's going to go back and see who's at fault here for this accident. Oh, it definitely is Andrew. This was an exciting one. He goes in, he tries to brake, he turns up, but just carried too much momentum. Chase tried to leave him the space there, but you can see on the brakes, he got too excited, chat. That's how it goes. Henry bumped you. Going, what turn was it? It was 4 to 5. Henry bumped you from 4 to 5. Yeah, the one in front of you now. Yeah, I'm not sure. And we can't see this on stream, so you know. So, not to take away. Yeah. Yeah, it was down the straight. Yep, he caught up and he was using you as a draft. And then he ended up almost pitting you. I thought, yeah, because it was like a lot of weaving. I was worried there for a second, chat. We were all worried Andrew might spin. But let's get Andrew over here, huh, guys? Let's get Andrew over here. So, to recap Andrew's race, guys, Andrew ended up starting P10, started from the back, didn't qualify, ended up running a little bit wide, just super excited to get things started. That turned into P5 turned into P5 from P10. So what an exciting race to be able to actually start from the back, but make all those positions up. So Andrew, want to just come to you. Yep, sure. I want to come to you and ask, what do you think the big kind of overcome moment was for you? We saw you had wheel damage at the beginning. We could tell there was definitely some pace that you had that was hard to keep up with. We saw there kind of at the end. You were in contention for podiums in some capacities, right? So kind of talk me through the mindset there.
The race was a lot of fun. It really was. I got to talk to Mike here, but really, I didn't get strobed once.
You didn't get strobed. There was no strobes.
So next race, make sure you guys are tuning in, answering some questions for Bryce.
That's right.
Because, again, I don't know if anyone's watching right now.
Let's give you guys just a view. We're going to go to stream view really quick so you could just see. That's the carnage, right? And I'm going to bring you guys down. I'm going to bring you guys down here a little bit. Instagram. Oh.
So yeah, you can see what it looks like in the cockpit. And then from outside there. That would have been...
That's a challenge, chat.
That would have definitely kept me out of the
That is a challenge, right? We have this. We can cut the lights. Boom. We can bring lights up. Boom. Right? All kinds of things.
Whatever we want there. And yeah. So...
That's really the exciting one, chat.
Yeah.
Think Rainbow Road. Think police sirens. All of the things that you have nightmares of. Definitely spices it up. So, you guys come back next time. I'll have more trivia questions, hopefully. If not, we have some more all about DRS. Maybe not Laguna Seca specific, right? But we can change it up. Really hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. We had a blast. Every time we do this, we get a little bit better. Things get a little bit smoother. Transitions, things like that, all get a little bit more fun. We really want you guys to feel like you're tuning in to, what you would tune in on Sunday, but on a Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even on a Monday, who knows? Again, want to give a huge shout out to our partners. You guys are the reasons we can do what we do, what I do for sure, what Andrew gets to do, right? Appetites Catering, we love you. Steve, Rev Hard Motors, Josh, we love you. Deborah Wash Exchange, Guys at Mile High, Roman and Ryan, we love you guys. We love all of our partners. Thank you so much for making this happen. Members, you guys come get in here. Let me do this for you on Wednesdays. Part of the free hour races. You want commentary? You want to feel like you're a race car driver? Let me make you feel like you're a race car driver just a little bit more, because you already are. You can get in a 401 CR, right? Those of you who don't know, come. Try a single session out. Check us out at DenverRacingSim.com. Come hang out with me. We'll get you in the sim. We'll make you feel like a Formula One driver, or we can make you feel like Dale Earnhardt. Come have a great time. We want you guys to come enjoy our clubhouse, because our clubhouse is your clubhouse. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Want to give a huge shout out to everybody there. But until then, guys. Yep. We love you guys.
Yep. Thanks so much.
And we will see you guys next time.